My beloved child, stop everything you are doing in this very moment. Silence the noise around you, quiet the racing thoughts in your mind, and give me your complete and undivided attention. What I am about to speak into your heart is not just another message that will fade from your memory by tomorrow morning. These are words that carry the full weight of heaven's authority. Words that have been specifically prepared for your soul at this exact moment in time. Words that will fundamentally transform the entire trajectory of your life if you allow them to penetrate the deepest chambers of your heart. I am not speaking to the masses gathered in some distant place right now. I am not delivering a general sermon to anonymous crowds who will forget what they heard before the day ends. I am speaking directly, personally, intimately to you, the one whose eyes are fixed on these very words at this precise second. You may convince yourself that this is mere coincidence, that you randomly stumbled upon this message while scrolling through countless others. But I tell you with absolute divine certainty that nothing about this moment is accidental or random. This is a divine appointment that was scheduled before the foundation of the world was laid. This is your moment of supernatural intervention. I orchestrated every single detail that led you to this place. I arranged every circumstance in your day, guided every decision you made, directed every click of your finger, and influenced every thought that brought these words before your eyes, because I have something desperately urgent and eternally life-changing to tell you. The enemy would love nothing more than for you to dismiss this as just another inspirational video, to scroll past without truly listening, to let doubt convince you that these words are not meant specifically for you. But I am declaring to you with the full authority of heaven that this message was written exclusively for your heart, prepared in the throne room of eternity, and delivered at the exact moment when your spirit would be most receptive to receive what I am about to pour into you. The angels themselves have been waiting for this moment, watching as the appointed time drew near, knowing that today would be the day when your long season of waiting would finally come to its divine conclusion. You have been searching, haven't you? Deep in the hidden places of your heart, you have been crying out for a sign, desperately seeking confirmation that you are not forgotten. You have been looking for evidence that someone actually sees your struggle, understands your pain, and cares about the weight you carry every single day. You have whispered prayers into the darkness of sleepless nights, wondering if anyone in heaven or on earth is truly listening to the cries of your breaking heart. You have looked up at the vast sky above you and asked with trembling voice if there is any hope remaining for your impossible situation, if your circumstances will ever change, if the promises you once believed will ever come to pass. My precious child, I am answering you right now in this very moment. This is your sign that you have been desperately seeking. This is my direct response to every prayer you have whispered in secret, every tear you have shed in solitude, every moment you have felt completely alone and utterly abandoned by both heaven and earth. The very fact that you are hearing these words right now, that something compelled you to stop and listen, that you could not bring yourself to scroll away. This is proof that I have found you in your waiting, and I am speaking directly into your situation. Do not dismiss this as mere words appearing on a screen. Do not let your rational mind convince you that this is just another religious message among the thousands flooding the internet. I am reaching through all the digital noise and endless distractions of your day, cutting through the chaos that surrounds you, and speaking directly into your spirit with divine authority, because the appointed time has come for you to finally understand who you really are in my eyes, and what I have been planning for your life during all those long years of waiting. The enemy of your soul knows exactly what I am about to do in your life. He understands the magnitude of the blessing that is coming toward you, the breakthrough that is imminent, the miracle that is already in motion, even as you listen to these words. That is precisely why he is fighting so desperately hard to distract you right now, to plant seeds of doubt in your mind, to convince you to stop listening before the full message reaches your heart, to make you believe that this is not really meant for you. But I am telling you with divine authority, with the full power of heaven behind every word, that this message was written specifically and exclusively for you. It was prepared before the foundation of the world was laid, refined through the ages, and delivered at this exact moment when your heart would be most ready to receive the truth that will set you free. I see you there, reading these words with a mixture of hope and skepticism, and I know the crushing weight you are carrying on your shoulders. I know about the sleepless nights when anxiety grips your chest so tightly that it becomes difficult to draw a full breath, when fear wraps around your heart like iron chains. I know about the financial pressures that keep you awake until the early morning hours, endlessly calculating and recalculating the numbers, desperately wondering how you will make ends meet this month, how you will provide for those who depend on you, how you will survive another day under this crushing burden of lack and limitation. I know about the relationship that shattered your heart into 1,000 pieces, leaving wounds so deep you wondered if you would ever feel whole again. I know about the betrayal that destroyed your ability to trust, that made you question whether anyone in this world can truly be counted on. I know about the rejection that made you question your fundamental worth as a human being, that planted lies in your mind about your value and significance. I know about the dreams you have buried in the graveyard of disappointment, because the pain of hoping again seemed too unbearable to face. I know about the prayers you stopped praying because you convinced yourself that I had stopped listening, that heaven had closed its ears to your desperate cries. But my beloved child, I have never stopped listening to you. Not for a single moment, not even for the briefest second, have I turned my ear away from your cries. Every whispered prayer, every silent plea, every groan too deep for words has reached my throne room in heaven. Every tear that has fallen from your eyes has been carefully collected in my bottle. Every moment of pain and anguish has moved my heart with deep compassion for you. I have been orchestrating events behind the scenes that you cannot see, moving circumstances in the invisible realm, preparing people you have not yet met, and arranging divine appointments that will bring about the breakthrough you have been desperately needing. And this moment right now, this divine encounter between your heart and mine, is an essential part of that supernatural orchestration that has been unfolding in the heavenly realms. You may be wondering why you feel such a powerful pull to keep reading these words, why something deep inside your spirit is insisting that this is critically important, why you cannot seem to look away even though your logical mind is telling you to be skeptical and cautious. That pull you are experiencing in the core of your being is my spirit calling out to your spirit. That inner witness rising up within you is my voice speaking directly to the deepest part of who you are, bypassing your intellect and reasoning to communicate heart to heart, spirit to spirit. I am the one drawing you in with invisible cords of love, compelling you to listen with full attention because what I am about to reveal to you in the coming moments will fundamentally change the trajectory of your entire life, alter your destiny, and set you on a path that leads to fulfillment of every promise I have ever made to you. I need you to understand with absolute clarity that you did not find this message by random accident or lucky chance. You did not stumble upon these words through some meaningless coincidence that has no significance or purpose. I guided your steps to this moment just as surely and deliberately as I guided the Israelites through the wilderness with a pillar of cloud by day and pillar of fire by night. I have been leading you through your own wilderness experience, through long seasons of confusion and uncertainty, through deep valleys of shadow and doubt, through dark nights of the soul when you could not see even one step ahead, all to bring you to this exact place of divine encounter with me. Every detour that you thought was a terrible mistake, every closed door that frustrated you and made you question my goodness, every delay that seemed to completely derail your carefully laid plans, was actually part of my perfect timing working to position you for this moment of supernatural intervention. Nothing has been wasted, my child. Not a single experience, not one tear, not even the most painful moment has been without purpose in my grand design for your life. Look back carefully over the past months and years of your journey. Can you see now, with the benefit of hindsight, how I have been preparing you all along? The challenges that seemed completely overwhelming at the time were actually building your faith muscle, strengthening your spiritual core. The losses that broke your heart and left you devastated were clearing away what could not go with you into your destiny, removing obstacles that would have hindered you in the next season. The isolation you felt during those long, lonely nights was actually drawing you closer to my presence, teaching you to find your satisfaction in me alone. The tormenting questions that plagued your mind and robbed you of peace were preparing you to receive the answers I am about to give you. Answers that will satisfy the deepest longings of your soul. Nothing has been wasted, my beloved child. Every single experience has been purposeful and intentional, Every trial has been preparation for promotion. Every tear has been an investment in the joy that is about to break forth in your life, like the dawn breaking over the horizon. I know you have felt forgotten at times during this long journey. I know there have been painful moments when you looked around and saw others being blessed while you remained in lack, others receiving their breakthroughs while you continued to wait, others walking in the favor and abundance you longed for while you struggled just to survive another day. You wondered with aching heart if I had somehow overlooked you in the distribution of blessings, if everyone else was more important to me than you are. You questioned whether you are too flawed, too broken, too damaged, too ordinary for me to use in significant ways. You compared your journey to others and felt like you were falling hopelessly behind, like everyone else was moving forward into their destiny while you were stuck in the same struggles year after year after year, making no progress, going nowhere, trapped in an endless cycle of disappointment and delay. But my precious child, you have never been forgotten, not even for a moment. You have never been overlooked or passed by. You have never been less important to me than anyone else who has ever lived or ever will live. I do not have favorites among my children, but I do have unique and specific plans for each one, and your plan is beautiful beyond description, significant beyond measure, and perfectly timed down to the very second. The reason your breakthrough has seemed delayed for so long is not because I forgot about you or stopped caring about your situation. It is because I have been preparing something so magnificent, so overwhelming, so far beyond anything you could ask or imagine for your life, that it required extensive and careful preparation in both the spiritual realm and the natural realm. I have been moving pieces into position, arranging circumstances, preparing hearts, opening doors, and setting the stage for a miracle so remarkable that when it unfolds, no one will be able to explain it except to say that it was clearly the hand of God. Think carefully about this truth, my beloved. When a farmer plants a seed in the ground, he does not expect it to produce a full harvest immediately the next morning. He understands with patience born of experience that there is a necessary season of hiddenness, a required time when the seed must be buried in dark soil where no one can see it, a period when nothing visible is happening above the surface while tremendous growth and development is taking place below ground where human eyes cannot observe the process. You have been in that season of hiddenness, that time of underground preparation where it seemed like nothing was happening in your life. But I am telling you today with absolute certainty that the season is changing right now as you listen to these words. What has been growing in secret beneath the surface is about to break through into the light. What has been developing in the unseen realm of the Spirit is about to manifest in your visible circumstances in ways that will astound you and everyone who knows your story. I want you to know with unshakable confidence that during this entire time of preparation and waiting, I have never left your side even for a moment. When you felt most alone in the darkest hours of night, I was there holding you. When you cried yourself to sleep with a breaking heart, I was there collecting every precious tear. When you felt like giving up and could not find the strength to take another step, I was the invisible strength that kept you going when your own strength was completely exhausted. When you could not see any way forward and every path seemed blocked, I was already preparing the way, clearing obstacles, opening doors, and making a path where there appeared to be no path. When you felt like your prayers were bouncing off the ceiling and going nowhere, I was working behind the scenes in ways you could not see, orchestrating the very answers you were seeking, moving heaven and earth to bring about the breakthrough you needed. Do you remember that night when you fell to your knees in complete desperation and told me through broken sobs that you could not take anymore, that you had reached the absolute end of your strength and endurance? I remember that night with perfect clarity. I was there in that moment of your deepest pain, and I made a sovereign decision that very night to accelerate my plans for your deliverance, to speed up the timetable to bring forward the breakthrough that was coming. Do you remember that morning when you woke up with such crushing heaviness pressing down on your chest that you did not know how you would possibly face another day? How you would find the strength to get out of bed and pretend everything was okay? I remember that morning with tender compassion, and I began moving heaven and earth with renewed intensity to bring you the hope you desperately needed, to send you the encouragement that would revive your weary soul. Every moment of desperation in your life has been a catalyst for divine intervention. Every cry for help has activated angelic assistance on your behalf. Every declaration of surrender has released my power to work in your situation in ways that human effort could never accomplish. My child, I need you to understand with crystal clarity that what you have been going through during this long season is not punishment for something you did wrong. It is not evidence that I am angry with you or disappointed in your performance. It is not proof that you have somehow failed or fallen short or disqualified yourself from my blessing. What you have been experiencing is the process of preparation for promotion, the necessary strengthening that comes before the blessing arrives. It is the testing and proving that precedes the testimony you will one day share. It is the intense pressure that creates the precious stone, the fire that refines the gold, the storm that produces the strong tree with deep roots. I have been allowing certain pressures in your life not to break you into pieces, but to reveal the strength I placed within you from the beginning. Strength you never knew you possessed until circumstances forced it to the surface. I have been permitting certain challenges not to defeat you and leave you in ruins, but to develop the character and maturity you will desperately need for where I am taking you next. I have been watching you navigate impossibly difficult circumstances not because I enjoy seeing you struggle and suffer, but because I am preparing you to help countless others who will face similar struggles in their own journeys. Your pain has been purposeful and intentional. Your struggles have been strategic and calculated. Your trials have been preparing you for triumph that will glorify my name. But now, my beloved child, I am declaring over you that the season is shifting dramatically right now in this very moment. The long time of preparation is coming to its appointed end, and the time of manifestation and fulfillment is beginning. What has been promised to you for so long is about to be delivered into your hands. What has been hoped for through many tears is about to be realized before your very eyes. What has been prayed for with persistent faith is about to be answered in ways that will far exceed your expectations and astound everyone who knows your story and has watched your journey. Right now, even as you listen to these words, angels are moving on your behalf in response to heaven's command. Right now, doors that have been locked and sealed for years are being unlocked by invisible keys. Right now, hearts that were hardened against you are being supernaturally softened by my Spirit. Right now, resources that you desperately need are being released from unexpected sources. Right now, divine connections are being arranged that will change everything. Right now, your breakthrough is in motion, moving toward you with unstoppable momentum. The waiting season that has tested your faith and tried your patience has reached its divinely appointed end. Heaven itself has spoken your release. The decree has gone forth from my throne, and nothing in heaven or on earth can reverse what I have declared. Angels who have been assigned to your case are rejoicing because they know what is being released into your life. They have watched you endure with such courage. They have seen you weep through the long nights. And now they are celebrating as the chains of delay fall away and the doors of blessing swing wide open. I am about to do something in your life that will be so remarkable, so unexpected, so clearly and undeniably supernatural, that no one will be able to explain it except to say with wonder and awe that it was the hand of God. I am about to open doors that no human being can shut, doors of opportunity that will lead you into your destiny. I am about to provide resources from sources you never imagined, provision that will meet every need and enable you to fulfill your calling. I am about to connect you with people who will become instrumental in your destiny, divine relationships that will propel you forward. I am about to heal wounds that you thought would never stop hurting, bringing restoration to the broken places of your heart. I am about to restore relationships you thought were permanently broken beyond any hope of repair. I am about to revive dreams you thought were dead and buried, breathing new life into visions that had faded. The breakthrough that is coming will not be small or insignificant or easily missed. It will not be something that could have happened through natural means or human effort alone. It will be unmistakably miraculous, undeniably divine, unquestionably supernatural in its origin and execution. People will look at your transformed life and know without any doubt that God has been powerfully at work. They will see the dramatic transformation and give glory to my name. Your story will become a testimony that encourages and inspires countless others who are walking through their own seasons of difficulty and delay, wondering if breakthrough will ever come for them. Listen to me carefully, my beloved child. Within the next 24 hours, You are going to see the first tangible sign of this breakthrough beginning to manifest in your natural circumstances. Within the next 7 days, you will experience something significant that will confirm everything I am telling you right now is absolutely true and reliable. Within the next 30 days, your life will look completely and dramatically different than it does at this moment. The change will be so remarkable that you yourself will stand in amazement. But here is what I need you to understand with absolute clarity. This breakthrough requires your active cooperation and participation. It requires your faith to believe what I am telling you even when your circumstances have not yet changed and everything around you still looks the same. It requires you to act on what I am speaking to your heart, even when your rational mind is filled with doubt and skepticism. It requires you to step out of your comfort zone and trust me in ways you have never trusted before, to take risks that feel frightening, to move forward when you cannot see the entire path ahead. I am not asking you to understand everything before you move. I am not requiring you to see the complete picture and know every detail before you take the first step of faith. I am simply asking you to trust me with childlike faith, to believe that I am who I say I am, and that I will do exactly what I have promised to do. I am asking you to have faith in my character even when you cannot trace my methods or understand my timing. I am asking you to hold on to hope, even when hope seems completely unreasonable based on your circumstances. The enemy of your soul will try desperately to convince you that this is too good to be true, that you are being foolish to believe such promises. He will whisper doubts in your ear with persistent voices and remind you of past disappointments when you dared to hope and were let down. He will try to make you focus obsessively on all the logical reasons why breakthrough is impossible in your particular situation. He will attempt to steal your faith before the miracle has a chance to fully manifest in your life, because he knows that your faith is the key that unlocks heaven's storehouses. But I am warning you in advance about his tactics so that you can recognize his voice and resist his lies with the truth of my word. Do not let past disappointments dictate your future expectations and limit what you believe is possible. Do not let previous delays convince you that this delay will be permanent and your situation will never change. Do not let temporary circumstances that you can see with your natural eyes overshadow eternal promises that I have spoken over your life. What I am about to do in your life will more than compensate for everything you have lost during the waiting season. It will restore everything you have endured with patient faith. It will reward everything you have sacrificed in obedience to my voice. The blessing that is coming toward you right now will be worth the wait, worth the pain, worth every tear you have cried, worth every sleepless night, worth every moment of doubt you pushed through. Start thanking me right now for what I am about to do, even before you see any visible evidence. Start praising me right now for the breakthrough that is already in motion in the spiritual realm. Start declaring victory right now over the situations that have held you captive for so long. Start speaking life right now over the dreams that seemed dead and buried. Start proclaiming healing right now over the wounds that have festered. Start announcing freedom right now over the chains that have bound you. Your words have creative power, my child, because you are made in my image, and I spoke the universe into existence with words. Your declarations carry divine authority when they align with my will and my word. Your faith has the supernatural ability to move mountains that seem immovable and change circumstances that appear unchangeable. When you align your mouth with my promises, when you speak my words over your situation, instead of complaining about what you see, when you declare what I have said instead of what your circumstances are screaming, you release supernatural power into your circumstances. You activate angelic assistance on your behalf. You set divine intervention in motion. Here is what I want you to do right now as an act of faith and obedience. I want you to speak these words out loud with conviction, not just reading them silently, but declaring them with your voice. God, I believe what you are telling me right now. I receive the breakthrough you are sending into my life. I declare that my long season of struggle is ending today, and my season of blessing is beginning right now. I trust you completely with my whole heart, and I am ready for the miracle you have prepared for me. My beloved child, lift up your head that has been bowed down with discouragement. Open wide your heart that has been closed by disappointment. Receive what I am pouring out over you in this moment. The season of struggle has officially ended by heaven's decree. The season of blessing has begun. Walk forward with confidence and peace, knowing that your wait was not in vain but was preparation for glory. Type Amen if you believe what I have spoken over you. Share this message with someone else who desperately needs to hear it. Your breakthrough is here, my beloved child. Receive it now with grateful faith.
There are unions that look ordinary, and then there are divine alignments, connections written in the heavens long before two souls ever touched the earth. When a chosen one marries a chosen one, it is not simply a relationship, it is a spiritual contract, a cosmic partnership formed for a purpose far beyond romance. Their connection is a collision of destiny and design, a merging of light that shakes environments, shifts atmospheres, and signals to the unseen realm that purpose is about to be multiplied. This message is for those who feel called to something deeper, those who know their spirit is not built for average love, but for a supernatural connection that activates miracles. Before we begin, if you are hearing this message at the exact moment your spirit needed it, if something inside you is waking up, aligning, or confirming what you already sensed, make sure you subscribe, because messages like this don't show up by coincidence. And if this reaches you in divine timing, I want you to type 1111 in the comments section as a prophetic sign that divine blessings, divine alignment, and divine partnership are being released into your life right now. 1. Their spiritual frequency doubles the moment they unite. When two chosen ones come together, something extraordinary begins to unfold in the unseen world, something far beyond romance, affection, or human compatibility. Their energy fields don't simply blend, they ignite, creating a frequency so powerful that it alters the spiritual atmosphere around them. Individually, each chosen one already carries heightened intuition, deep spiritual perception, a strong sense of purpose, and an aura that naturally commands attention. But when destiny brings them together, the frequency they generate amplifies exponentially. It becomes a transmission that radiates into the spirit realm, letting every force, light or darkness, know that a divine alignment has occurred. Together, their prayers take on new dimensions, their dreams sharpen, and their discernment becomes razor clear. They begin to operate as one synchronized vessel, moving with divine timing and supernatural cohesion. Their union becomes a lighthouse, a spiritual landmark that guides lost souls, awakens dormant spirits, and reveals truth in the lives of those around them. Darkness cannot stand in their presence. Confusion cannot survive in their space. They shine with a radiant authority that exposes deception, uplifts the broken, and ignites hope in those who had given up. When a chosen one marries another chosen one, heaven acknowledges it instantly. Their union becomes a signal that echoes across realms. Purpose has awakened. Destiny has united. Prepare the way. And from that moment forward, their lives begin to unfold in ways that feel divinely synchronized, spiritually charged, and incredibly purposeful. 2. Their angels combine assignments. Every chosen one walks with heavenly assistance, angels, guardians, divine protectors assigned to guide their steps, shield their path, and ensure they remain aligned with their spiritual purpose. From birth, these angelic beings watch over them, fight invisible battles on their behalf, and intervene during moments when danger tries to overtake them. But when two chosen ones unite in marriage, the angelic realm responds with profound movement. The covering over their lives intensifies, multiplies, and begins to operate with a unity and strategy that is impossible to break. Instead of each chosen one having their own separate angelic team working individually, heaven merges these assignments, forming a single, fortified, and synchronized divine force. This combined protection creates a hedge so strong that attacks which once penetrated easily now dissolve before even reaching them. Delays turn into sudden breakthroughs. Burdens that once felt heavy become light, Energy that was previously drained is now replenished effortlessly because they are no longer fighting alone. The spiritual atmosphere around them becomes heavily guarded, like a fortress protected on all sides. Darkness cannot infiltrate it. Manipulation cannot operate within it. What once caused stress, confusion, or emotional exhaustion loses its power completely. Their angels begin to strategize together, covering the couple's home, their purpose, their movements, and their future. Their union becomes spiritually impenetrable, not because life becomes easy, but because heaven has invested greater force, greater attention, and greater protection into their assignment. A chosen marriage activates a level of divine security that the enemy cannot decode, penetrate, or overpower. 3. Their purpose accelerates faster than they can understand. A chosen one walking alone carries tremendous potential, spiritual wisdom, and divine responsibility. But when they unite with another chosen one, the level of acceleration that takes place is often beyond anything they imagined or planned. Their union activates dormant gifts, unlocks hidden strengths, and awakens spiritual abilities they may not have even realized were sleeping inside them. Together, they sharpen one another the way iron sharpens iron, not through competition but through divine complement, spiritual compatibility, and mutual awakening. Suddenly, ideas begin to flow with supernatural clarity. Opportunities emerge without force. Doors that were once sealed shut swing open with unusual ease. Divine connections appear, people whose presence aligns with their mission and amplifies their calling. Their purpose no longer walks, it runs. And they don't chase destiny. Destiny pursues them with urgency. This acceleration can feel overwhelming at first, because it moves at the speed of divine alignment rather than human timing. But everything begins to make sense as they grow together. Their talents blend, their vision expands, their assignments merge in a way that transforms their individual callings into a unified spiritual mandate. They become unstoppable, not because they are perfect, but because their union is ordained. The spiritual realm recognizes their partnership as a divine activation, a signal that a greater mission has begun. What they manifest together becomes far greater than anything they could have produced alone. Their marriage becomes a catalyst, an ignition point that accelerates destiny with breathtaking speed. 4. Their prayers manifest with unusual speed. When a chosen one prays alone, heaven listens attentively. Their words carry weight because their heart carries purity, sincerity, and spiritual authority. When two chosen ones unite in prayer, the impact multiplies to a level that is almost indescribable. Their prayers harmonize like two powerful frequencies aligning perfectly, creating a spiritual resonance that moves through realms with force and clarity. Heaven responds swiftly, boldly, and unmistakably, because their unity creates a channel that amplifies divine communication. When they pray together, confusion breaks instantly. Obstacles lose their foundation, strongholds collapse, delays turn into rapid movement. Their words carry authority because they are spoken from a place of alignment, agreement, and holy unity. They don't pray out of fear, they pray from a seat of spiritual dominion. They don't beg, they decree. And heaven honors their decree because their union is rooted in obedience, purity, purpose, and divine timing. Miracles begin to manifest so quickly that even they are sometimes left in awe. Answers appear before they finish asking. Signs confirm their direction without them seeking reassurance. Resources flow in unexpectedly. Healing takes place effortlessly. The supernatural becomes natural for them because heaven is actively involved in their marriage. Their connection becomes a spiritual portal, a gateway through which divine intervention moves freely and frequently. Their unified prayers become a living testimony that when two chosen ones agree, nothing is impossible. 5. Their presence becomes healing to everyone around them. Chosen ones naturally carry an atmosphere that influences every environment they step into. Even before they speak, their presence shifts the emotional and spiritual temperature of a room. But when two chosen ones unite, this influence magnifies dramatically. Their combined presence becomes soothing, warm, grounding, and spiritually restorative. People around them begin to feel a peace they can't explain, a calmness they didn't know they needed, and a sense of hope they may have lost long ago. They radiate stability, clarity, and authenticity, qualities that are rare in a world filled with chaos, fear, and superficial connections. Their union becomes a silent ministry, one that requires no stage, no microphone, and no title. Simply by existing together, they model loyalty, balance, respect, and spiritual maturity. Couples in conflict begin to reconcile after encountering their energy. Individuals struggling emotionally begin to feel strengthened. Families that were divided begin to mend. Their presence becomes a reminder that sacred love still exists, that divine alignment is real, and that genuine spiritual partnership is possible. People don't just see them, they feel them. They sense the purity of their connection, the depth of their bond, and the spiritual power that surrounds them. Friends begin to grow. Strangers feel comforted. Broken hearts feel uplifted. Their union becomes a sanctuary, a spiritual refuge for those who are hurting or searching for direction. They don't force healing. It naturally flows from them because their marriage is aligned with purpose, divine truth, and heavenly assignment. Their love becomes a living testimony, a light that illuminates the path for others, and a healing force that restores the souls of all who cross their path. 6. They become invisible to the wrong people and magnetic to the right ones. Before marriage, chosen ones often attract the wrong kind of people. Energy drainers, manipulators, opportunists, narcissists, and spiritually disconnected individuals who sense their light but want to misuse it. Many chosen ones experience a pattern of being surrounded by takers rather than givers, pretenders rather than supporters. But once a chosen one marries another chosen one, that entire dynamic shifts dramatically. Their union recalibrates their spiritual frequency in a way that becomes completely inaccessible to the wrong people. Those who once tried to manipulate them suddenly lose interest. Those who once pursued them for selfish reasons become spiritually blocked from reaching them. The wrong individuals find themselves confused, repelled, or disconnected without understanding why. Their energy no longer resonates with low-vibrational people, and their spirits naturally become invisible to those who cannot walk with them into their divine assignment. At the same time, they become incredibly magnetic to the right people. Mentors, destiny helpers, allies, supporters, and divine connections who have been prepared for their next chapter. Opportunities that once felt distant suddenly align. Influential individuals begin to notice them, respect them, and gravitate toward them. New relationships form with people who share their purpose, values, and spiritual trajectory. Their circle upgrades itself, the counterfeit exits, and the chosen enter. Doors open not because they chase them, but because their union emits a frequency of alignment and readiness. They attract everything meant for them: resources, wisdom, partnerships, and growth, while becoming invisible to anything that could hinder their mission. Their marriage becomes a filter that removes the impure and draws in the divine. 7. Their love awakens ancestral breakthroughs. When a chosen couple marries, the impact reaches far beyond their individual lives. Their union begins to cleanse, restore, and transform their entire bloodline. Generational cycles that persisted for decades, patterns of poverty, broken relationships, fear, trauma, addiction, spiritual confusion, or emotional instability, begin to dissolve under the weight of their spiritual authority. What their ancestors silently battled, what previous generations couldn't overcome, becomes weakened in their presence. They become the turning point, the reset, the interruption to generational pain. Their love restores what was stolen, heals what was wounded, and completes what was left unfinished. They become the redemption of their lineage, the answered prayer, the fulfilled prophecy, the miracle that earlier generations hoped for but never lived to see. Their marriage plants new spiritual seeds, seeds of clarity, strength, stability, wisdom, and divine purpose. Children born from their union, whether biological or spiritual, inherit a legacy of empowerment rather than brokenness. Their marriage creates a new blueprint, one that shifts the trajectory of their family for generations to come. Ancestral breakthroughs begin to manifest in dreams, in opportunities, in emotional healing, and in spiritual awakening among relatives who may not even understand why everything is changing. Their union becomes a generational cleansing, a spiritual rebirth that breaks cycles and births a new lineage of authority, peace, and abundance. Their love story becomes more than their own. It becomes the long-awaited liberation of an entire bloodline. 8. They experience supernatural protection from life's storms. Chosen ones are not exempt from challenges. Life still brings storms, battles, and seasons of uncertainty. But what makes chosen couples different is how they move through those storms. When one is weary, the other becomes strength. When one is spiritually attacked, the other intercedes with power. When one feels lost, the other sees clearly. Their connection becomes a shield, a spiritual covering, and a powerful defense against chaos. Because their marriage is ordained, they are protected in ways that defy logic. What should have broken them becomes the very thing that builds them. What was meant to destroy them turns into a testimony. What was designed to weaken them strengthens their bond and deepens their spiritual insight. Storms pass faster. Attacks lose their effectiveness. Problems dissolve before they escalate. They do not crumble under pressure. They rise. They do not fall apart. They unite. They do not lose faith. They anchor themselves in divine purpose. Their protection is not just physical, it's emotional, mental, spiritual, and generational. Heaven surrounds their union with a level of reinforcement that ensures they are never overtaken, never defeated, never consumed. Every challenge becomes a stepping stone. Every setback becomes preparation. Every trial becomes a lesson that elevates them. Their union becomes a fortress, a place where storms may roar but cannot destroy. They walk through adversity with grace because they are wrapped in supernatural protection, divinely guided and spiritually sustained. 9. They create a legacy that outlives them. Chosen ones never marry for superficial reasons. Their union is rooted in destiny, assignment, and future impact. When they come together, they begin building something that extends far beyond their lifespan. Their love becomes a seed that grows into legacy, something that influences people they will never meet, shapes generations yet to be born, and leaves a permanent mark on the world. Their children, whether through birth, mentorship, or spiritual influence, become carriers of their wisdom, strength, and purpose. Their teachings, their story, their resilience, and their spiritual discipline echo through time. Their marriage becomes a blueprint for others, a demonstration of what divine love, spiritual alignment, and chosen purpose look like in action. They build more than a home. They build a destiny. They create more than memories. They create movement. Their union becomes a spiritual monument, a testimony of what happens when divine timing aligns two souls with a heavenly mission. Even after they leave the earth, the seeds they planted continue to grow, their impact multiplies, their influence spreads, their legacy becomes eternal. Their love story becomes a chapter in the spiritual history of their bloodline, a masterpiece that outlives their physical presence. They are not just remembered, they are honored. They are not just loved, they are studied, and everything they built together becomes a gift to the world, a divine inheritance passed down to all who come after them. When a chosen one marries a chosen one, heaven doesn't just witness it, heaven participates in it. This kind of union is not built on physical attraction alone, nor on temporary emotions, nor on earthly compatibility. It is built on divine orchestration, on purpose-driven alignment, on spiritual maturity, and on a shared calling that prepares both souls for greater assignments. These two do not walk as individuals anymore. They walk as a unified force, two flames merging into one unquenchable fire. Their relationship becomes a prophecy fulfilled, a testimony unfolding, and a miracle in motion. They show the world that love can be sacred, intentional, powerful, and transformative. They reveal that when God writes the story, no human can interrupt it, no darkness can overshadow it, and no weapon formed against it can stand. Their bond becomes the living proof that destiny is real, timing is divine, and spiritual partnerships still exist in this world. If you are waiting for a chosen partner, preparing for one, or praying for clarity, trust the timing. Trust the process. Trust what is unfolding behind the scenes, because when the right soul meets the right soul, everything aligns effortlessly. And when two chosen ones finally recognize each other, the miracles begin before they even say "I do." This is the Zillion Mind channel. Like the video, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more spiritual awakening videos. If this video got you at the time you most needed, type 1111 in the comment section. Thank you for watching.
Chosen One. This message you are about to hear is a divine revelation from the throne room of heaven, and make no mistake, God Himself directed this word straight into your spirit. You didn't stumble here. You didn't click this by accident. You were summoned. And when God summons a person, it means something hidden is about to be revealed. Something heaven has been holding back until the exact moment your spirit was ready to hear it. Heaven has been watching you, your prayers, your questions, your quiet tears, your private battles, the things no one knows except you and God. And today He said, "It's time. Tell them the whole truth. Not half of it, not the comfortable version. The whole truth. The truth that explains your pain, your waiting, your warfare, your delays, your attacks, your breakthroughs, and even your unusual calling. What God is about to expose is going to make every unanswered question suddenly make sense. Because there are truths you can only hear when you're ready. And God says you are ready now. Ready for clarity. Ready for revelation. Ready for healing. Ready for alignment. Ready to see what was happening behind the scenes while you thought nothing was moving. This is not a light message. It is not soft, not gentle, not surface level. This is God opening a sealed chapter of your life, and when He reveals it, you will understand why the enemy fought you so violently, and why God protected you so fiercely. Before we go further, if your spirit bears witness to this word, respond now. Like this message as a public agreement. Subscribe so you never miss the next revelation heaven sends to your timeline. Drop your city and nation in the comments so we can see where God's remnant is rising. And to those who are supporting us and sowing into this ministry, whether through the link pinned in the comment section or the Super Thanks feature, hear this clearly. You are not just giving, you are partnering. You are putting your seed into the same atmosphere that is about to break open your own life. We are co-laborer in this divine assignment. May your seed rise like a voice before God. May it speak louder than your battles, and may it open doors no enemy can close. Now stay right here. Don't scroll away. because in the next moments we're going to dive into the heart of what God has been waiting to tell you. And once you hear the whole truth, nothing about your life or your future will ever look the same again. Chosen one, God wants you to understand something deeply. You were never abandoned. You were being prepared. You cried, thinking heaven was silent. You prayed, thinking nothing was shifting. You walked through storms, thinking you were forgotten. But here is the whole truth. God was not punishing you. He was positioning you. Every tear, every prayer, every quiet moment where you felt unseen was actually God shaping you for the very thing you were asking Him for. Darkness was not God's absence. It was God's classroom. When Joseph was thrown into the pit, he probably wondered if God changed his mind about his dream. But the scripture says, "What you meant for evil, God turned for good." Genesis chapter 50, verse 20. Joseph didn't know the plan while he was in the pit. He didn't know the purpose while he was in the prison. He didn't know the strategy while he was in the struggle. And the same is true for you. You didn't know the plan while you were in the dark. You didn't know the blueprint while you were in the battle, but heaven knew exactly what it was doing. Chosen one, hear this clearly. Your darkness was divine training. Those lonely seasons taught you strength you didn't know you had. Those quiet seasons sharpened your ears to hear God. Those painful seasons matured you in ways comfort never could. What felt like abandonment was actually deep spiritual education. God preparing you to carry what He promised you long before you could see it. Your delay was divine development. Your struggle was divine strategy. Nothing in your dark season was wasted. Not a moment, not a tear, not a disappointment. God was shaping you into someone who could stand in the light without breaking, collapsing, or forgetting who you are. The dark season wasn't the end of you. It was the making of you. You wondered, why did it get harder right when I started moving forward? Because here's the whole truth. Pressure always increases right before elevation. What felt like everything tightening around you was not a sign of failure. It was a sign of breakthrough. The spiritual resistance you experienced was proof that you were crossing into a realm the enemy didn't want you to enter. Pressure is not punishment. Pressure is prophetic confirmation that something is about to shift. A seed experiences its tightest pressure when it is closest to breaking open. The soil presses hardest right before life emerges. In the same way, the weight that surrounded you was evidence that God was pushing you into a new dimension. A diamond is formed under crushing force. What feels like crushing is actually shaping. What feels like breaking is actually producing brilliance. God did not allow the pressure to destroy you. He allowed it to transform you. A birth always comes after the hardest contractions. Right before something new is released, the pain intensifies. Your season was not random, it was labor. The spiritual contractions you felt were signs that destiny was being delivered. And just like a mother cannot stop labor once it begins, once God started your process, nothing could halt what He intended to birth through you. The scripture confirms this pattern. After you have suffered a little while, the God of all grace will Himself restore, establish, strengthen, and settle you. 1 Peter chapter 5, verse 10. God wasn't trying to break you. He was strengthening the foundation He is about to build your destiny upon. Every part of the pressure had purpose. Every moment of heaviness had intention. You were not being crushed. You were being constructed. You weren't losing your mind. You were expanding your capacity. You weren't falling apart. You were being reassembled into someone stronger, wiser, bolder, and more spiritually dangerous. The pressure increased because your spirit was outgrowing your old level. Heaven tightened the environment so you would not stay where you were. And now that you've survived the pressure, God is ready to release the elevation. Chosen one, God said it's time to reveal why the warfare increased the moment you decided to grow. The moment you said yes to healing, yes to alignment, yes to elevation, and yes to purpose, something shifted in the spirit realm. And here is the whole truth. The attacks were not proof that you were weak. They were proof that you were marked. The increase in spiritual pressure was a direct response to your rise. You were not losing ground, you were gaining it. The enemy only fights what threatens him. He fights people carrying purpose. He fights those who have the courage to rise. He fights anyone who begins to break the cycles that once enslaved them. Your movement toward destiny awakened opposition because darkness recognized the danger of you becoming who God created you to be. Jesus warned us clearly, "In this world you will have trouble, but take heart. I have overcome the world." John chapter 16, verse 33. Trouble does not mean defeat. It means you are following the footsteps of the one who already won. Your warfare was not a sign you were unprotected. It was a sign that heaven had assigned value to you. You were targeted because you are chosen, because you carry weight in the spirit, because your obedience shifts atmospheres, and because your breakthrough affects more than just you. The enemy saw your potential long before you did. He saw what your future self would look like. He saw the anointing resting on you. He saw the lives connected to your assignment. That's why the pressure was personal. That's why he tried to distract you, drain you, and destroy you. He tried to wear down your confidence. He tried to suffocate your hope. He tried to make you question your identity. His goal was not just to attack your life, it was to attack your belief in who God called you to be. But he underestimated one thing: the God who covers you. Every strategy formed against you collided with divine protection, but every attack failed because God's hand has never left your life. Not once, not for a moment. What the enemy launched against you only revealed how deeply God has invested in you. You survived because heaven defended you. You rose because grace lifted you. You endured because purpose sustained you. And you stand here today as evidence that no attack can destroy someone whom God has chosen. Chosen one, this is where God wants you to lean in. The doors that didn't open, the opportunities that slipped away, the relationships that fell apart. They did not fail. You were protected. What looked like rejection was actually divine intervention. What looked like loss was actually strategic shielding. Heaven saw what you could not see, and God stepped in before damage could reach you. The closure you felt emotionally was actually protection spiritually. Here is the whole truth. God closed certain doors because they were beneath your calling, not aligned with your assignment, or timed too early for your development. Some doors were too small for the version of you God is raising. Some relationships were too immature for the depth of your purpose. Some opportunities would have slowed you down instead of launching you forward. God was not withholding blessings. He was refusing to let you settle for counterfeits. The scripture says, "The blessing of the Lord makes rich, and he adds no sorrow to it." Proverbs chapter 10, verse 22. If that door would have required you to shrink, lose yourself, compromise your peace, or carry sorrow, God blocked it. If saying yes would have cost your identity, your purpose, your purity, or your mental strength, heaven shut it with force. God's no was not an attack on your destiny. It was a guardrail around it, not to punish you, but to preserve you, to protect your destiny, to push you towards something better. Every closed door was a divine redirection. Every missed opportunity was a hidden rescue. Every relationship that ended was a spiritual release, and every no from God was preparing you for a yes that will carry glory, peace, alignment, and destiny. Chosen one, the biggest truth God wants you to understand today is this: you are not who your past says you are. You are not who your mistakes say you are. You are who God says you are, and God says, you are chosen, you are called, you are set apart, you are anointed. You are becoming everything heaven wrote about you. Your identity is not defined by your failures, your former seasons, or your inner battles. Your identity is defined by God's decree over your life. The scripture declares, you are a chosen generation, a royal priesthood, called out of darkness into his marvelous light. 1 Peter chapter 2 verse 9. That means heaven never identified you by your wounds. Heaven always identified you by your purpose. God says the whole truth is this. You are stepping into a season where the real you, the anointed you, the disciplined you, the healed you, the bold you, is about to emerge. Not the wounded version you had to be for survival, not the silenced version shaped by pain, but the version heaven always intended. Everything you survived was shaping this version of you. Every hardship, every disappointment, every delay, every battle you endured was chiseling away what didn't belong and strengthening what did. You weren't being punished, you were being prepared. You weren't being reduced, you were being refined. What felt like breaking was actually building. What felt like loss was actually transformation. Everything you endured was preparing the gift in you. Everything you walked through was building the spiritual authority you now carry. You are emerging stronger, wiser, clearer, and more aligned. And the truth is simple. You are becoming the person heaven has always recognized. And now the world is about to recognize you too. Chosen one, now that God has told you the whole truth about your past and your identity, here is the truth about your future. You are stepping into a season of clarity, alignment, and breakthrough. Not a maybe, not a possibility, a divine certainty. What once felt confusing will make sense. What once felt heavy will lift. What once felt delayed will accelerate. God is about to reveal what confused you, replace what you lost, restore what broke you, and elevate what was overlooked. Heaven has already decided your next season, and it is good. The scripture promises, "For I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Jeremiah chapter 29 verse 11. Your future is not fragile. Your future is not uncertain. Your future is not at risk. It is divinely protected, divinely authored, and divinely backed. The same God who preserved you in the pit, kept you in the storm, and strengthened you in the dark is now guiding you into a season where everything begins to align. Chosen one, heaven is aligning everything that once felt scattered. The pieces that didn't make sense are coming together. The delays that frustrated you are becoming divine timing. The pain that wounded you is turning into wisdom. God is turning your pain into power, your confusion into direction, and your delay into acceleration. What once felt like a setback is becoming the setup for the glory that's ahead. This is not the end of your story. This is the beginning of the chapter heaven has been preparing you for all along. Everything you survived was preparing you for this moment. Everything you endured was shaping you for this elevation. Your past was training, your present is alignment, and your future is glory. God said it's time to tell you the whole truth, and here it is. You are entering a season where everything that once hurt you will now help you. Everything that once confused you will now make sense. Everything that once held you back will now launch you forward. You are not stepping into survival, you're stepping into destiny. You're not stepping into uncertainty, you're stepping into divine fulfillment. You're not stepping into fear, you're stepping into the truth God always intended for your life. Chosen one, stand tall, lift your head. Your story is shifting, your path is clearing, your future is unfolding, and this time,